Welcome back to Stellar Field here in the top of the second inning. Bowling Green leads 1-0 after the first, as the designated hitter Luke Senfin will lead off for the Oilers. Once again, you want to run us kind of a little bit through Senfin here?
Yeah, so Senfin's played in every game for the Oilers so far this season, Coyle. He's batting .325, and he also has a team-high 49 hits. So he seems to be doing his job there in the DH spot.
Yeah, see, again, just a guy that's just to get on bases. That one is knuckled over to Antillian at short backhand. Throws across as that one is high. McKenzie back behind in front of the Oilers dugout to snag it, but Senfin will reach.
Yeah, Antillian trying to make a Derek Jeter play there. It was really close. Ganun tried to get the tag around because he knew he wasn't going to be on the base, and that's where the ball flew away from.
Yeah, and Ganun's a tall guy, measured in at, I believe, 6'4" over there.
It's a tall man.
Yeah, if he can't get it, I'm not sure.
Many could have.
Yeah. As the first pitch to the first baseman, Gavin Smith, is swung and a missed for strike one.
Very quick first inning, Coyle. We didn't really get a full chance to talk about this Oiler team and the matchup between the two.
Yeah, it was one of the softball ran over a little bit later than we were expecting. Kind of had to go with the flow there for the first. As here's the 1-1 to Smith. That one does stay outside for ball two.
So the last time these two teams faced off, Coyle, it was 2016. The Falcons won in a 5-4 game, and BGSU is currently on a 15-game winning streak against this team.
As that one is lined into left center field. Tackett's on the run as that one will drop on the warning track. Tackett's throwing in. Curlis with the cut as the throw to home will not be in time. Senfin all the way from first to score on that. A rocket double off the bat of Gavin Smith.
Yeah, Senfin did his job, made it all the way around the bases. Kind of could tell that throw wasn't going to be that good coming in, and just stood up all the way home.
Yeah, on target throw just wasn't nearly in time. Senfin coming around third was moving at a pretty quick pace. As in comes the third baseman Mike Ciartino with a runner on second, no outs here in the top of the second, and that one is fouled straight back behind us here in the box.
Corey, we never really got a chance to look at Krause's season so far. Krause has a 5.56 ERA. He has 2 wins, 1 loss to his name. He's appeared in 13 games, only started 1. Has 22 innings pitched, 33 hits given up, 19 runs, 14 of those earned, and only has 11 walks on the season with 14 strikeouts.
He's been a dependable midweek guy for the Falcons thus far.
Yeah, really just doing his job.
Yeah, comes in, gets in and gets outs. Something that Coach Halleck can appreciate as that one gets under the legs of McKenzie, and Smith will take third on the pass ball.
That'll be Smith's 3rd stolen base on the season. Not many, but he got himself over there pretty quickly. Saw that ball get between McKenzie's legs.
Yeah, and that is one of the things about this Oilers squad looking into it. They are a team that's fairly aggressive on the base pass. As the 2-1 here to Ciartino is again bounced in the dirt. McKenzie gets to this one. 3-1 is the count now. Runner on third. Nobody outs here. Nobody out in the top of the second inning.
We saw a very controlled Krause the first inning, and it seems like he's starting to lose that
one
here.
Is lined back to Tackett's in center. Smith tagging as he will come in standing up to score the second run for the Oilers here.
Oilers taking a quick 2-1 lead here in the top of the second inning, Coyle.
Yeah, again, just coming out and swinging the bat. That one throw again by Tackett's another good, strong on-target throw, just wasn't nearly in time.
Yeah, and that's one thing that you'll get from our outfielders is that even if they know they're not going to get that out, they're going to come up throwing strong, and I think he's done that both times.
In comes the left fielder, Aiden Booth, as the curveball from Kraus drops in for a strike.
Booth batting 195 on the season. He's played in 41 games, starting in 39 of them. He's a regular starter for this team, to say the least, Coyle.
Yeah, as that one is check swung for strike 2. That one is poked over toward the right field line, as that one will escape for a foul ball. 0-2 count on Booth here. 1 out in the top of the second. Nobody on. Again, another, it's not always a good day to give up 2 runs here in the top, but resets the inning, if you will.
Yeah, definitely could help Kraus.
As the 0-2 is well upstairs for a ball.
Kraus was just trying to find him something to chase there. Got a little bit higher up than what he wanted, I'm sure.
Good waste pitch there by Kraus, as that one is again roughly the same spot to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So that one is fouled straight back over our heads here in the press box.
Coyle, I talked about it with Tyler on our broadcast at Michigan. There is a possibility that a ball could have landed in our laps, and I want it to happen here at Stellar Field as well.
As that one is swung on and missed for strike 3. Kraus's second strikeout of the game. And yeah, I think if you were to catch a foul ball on the fly, I would go down to the concession stand, let you get whatever you want. This is a good compromise.
I'd accept that.
Good little wager here.
That is my goal by the end of my time graduating here. I will catch a fly ball in the press box.
As the first pitch to the second baseman, Garrett Given is in for a strike. 0-1 here. 2 outs in the top of the second inning. As that one floats in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Kraus working quickly as that one is swung on and missed for strike 3. Throw down to Ganun. Quick half inning for the Falcons, and we'll be right back with you here on Falcon Radio.
No Falcon errors, no one.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
BG Women's Track and Field heads to Columbus, Ohio for the Jesse Owens Classic on Friday, May 2nd and Saturday, May 3rd. Check out the recap of the event by Falcon Media Sport Network's Artie Abrego on bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back to Stellar Field here for the bottom half of the second inning. Findlay jumped out to a quick 2-1 lead there in the top half, clawing back the run in the bottom of the first, as well as adding another there in the top half.
Yeah, much needed runs for Findlay as they're trying to break this 15-game winning streak that the Falcons have been on against the Oilers.
Yeah, it's been, so the last one was 2016.
Yes, that was the last time we have played them. That is correct.
I was 11 years old.
Yeah,
You can remember.
that was a long time ago.
long time ago.
When you say the year, it doesn't seem like that long, but when you truly think about it, it's been a long time.
Yeah. As up comes T.J. Tackett's the center fielder here. comes in again, another guy that's been kind of
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Falcons,
hot
the
and
number
cold
6 hitter, the center
here in the last
fielder,
couple
TJ
weeks of the Falcon
Tackett.
season.
Yeah, he was starting at that one spot for a long time, Coyle, and I think Gunner kind of overtook that. He deserved it. He's been playing out of his mind. But TJ's going to be a great guy to have in the 6 hole.
Yeah, it's a guy that, again, TJ gets on base. That's something kind of reset the lineup after the top half goes through, as that one is low and out for a ball one here too.
Well, that's
Tackett.
the way that Tackett has to think about it, because it's not that he's getting moved down in the lineup, because every person in the batting lineup deserves to be there and can hit. But he's a second leadoff at that point, because Gunner's doing his job leading off at the 1 hole, but TJ's been the 1 hole the whole season. So if he can do that from the 6, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that Coach Halleck has preached all year, is just guys that can be plug and play almost. And, it's been kind of hard losing Sam Seidel, DJ Newman, but guys that can plug and play are one of this team's greatest assets. As the 3-0 there to Tackett finds the zone. 3-1 here. No one out, no one on here in the bottom half of the second.
Yeah, Coral, and I couldn't agree more with what you were saying. And I think that attests to why there's sometimes we see 2 to 3 catchers in the lineup, because it's whoever plays the best at that time.
As the 3-1 there is swung on and missed. Full count here to Tackett.
It really just depends on who's playing the best that week, Coral, because there are guys in that dugout that can also play.
Full count here to Tackett. The 3-2 from Hartman is swung on and looped over foul. Ciartino with the run, as that one will fall in and give Tackett another shot here with the full count.
Ciartino made a great attempt at that ball. He dove down there and he got into the dirt all the way on the left side. It was really close.
Yeah, it's a long run for him, where he was playing kind of shading over toward that shortstop a little bit more.
Which it also seems that Findlay has shifted a little bit over towards that 4 hole now, as their second baseman's playing in the actual 4 hole spot now after those 2 hits in the first inning.
3-2 pitch to Tackett as well, up and outside for ball 4. As again, he will take the leisurely jog to first base, bringing up the freshman second baseman, Braden Curlis. Again, another one of the guys, the 3 Stooges in the bottom 3 of this Falcon lineup.
Curly, Mo, and Larry. Fantastic nickname for them, may I just add.
They're all guys that might not have started at the beginning of the year, but they got the chance, seized it. As the 0-0 looked to be a little inside there, but is called a strike. 0-1 here to Curlis.
Yeah, and Curlis has done his job. He started to play third base about halfway through the season, and with the Seidel injury, they've moved him to second, and he's done fantastic there.
As the 1-0 to Curlis is again well inside. Looks like if he took a breath right before that pitch, might have ran in on him and hit him.
Yeah,
But
very, very shocking that Hartman's still going to that inside.
yeah, it looks, from our view at least, it looks like the Falcon offense has started to crowd that chalk line.
Without a doubt.
As the 1-1 to Curlis is fouled straight back to us.
Now listen, Coyle. If that net wasn't there, that was coming right at your face, and I was going to save it, and I would have already checked it off my bucket list in my freshman year out of 4, and I would have been happy.
It wouldn't be a bad game as long as you catch it.
I would have. I will protect you, Coyle. Don't worry.
1-2 here to Curlis, as that one is swung on and missed on a curveball in the dirt. As that will be the first out and the second strikeout of the game for J.J. Hartman. Up comes the freshman left fielder, Carter Motice. Again, the Mo of the 3 Stooges. Another guy that kind of just came into the role.
Yeah, with the loss of DJ Newman out in the outfield. He came in to left field, started playing. He's just done his job. Another one that's just been going out there and playing the position as he should.
Pickoff attempt there to Tackett's at first base. Hartman trying to keep him close. There's another pickoff attempt there.
Yeah, Coyle. Motice is batting .295 on the season. So doing his job in the 8th spot as we see a bunt attempt here.
Did look like Hartman came off a little aggressively off that mound, kind of just jumping toward the bunt attempt that was pulled back by Motice. As that one is low and outside for ball 2 here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning.
Doesn't look like Tackett is getting too big of a lead over there.
As there's another attempt. The 3rd one of the at-bat here. Looks like Hartman just kind of trying to keep him close. Tackett's with 9 stolen bases on the year. As the 2-0 is once again well outside to Motice. 3-0 here.
You know, Hartman must think Tackett's trying to get to double digits there and get to second because he is staring over at him.
3-0 here as that one is taken for ball 4 on the outside part of the plate, and everybody will advance 90 feet. That will bring up Alex Laird, the Larry, completing the trifecta of the Three Stooges.
I was ready for the ending of it. You had it going.
Brings him up with Tackett's at second, Motice at first. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. As that one is grounded sharply. 6-4-3 double play by the Oilers. 2 in the inning. Another, not quite how that bottom half wanted to go for the Falcons, but we will get right back with you here on Falcon Radio in just a moment.
On Saturday, May 3rd, BGSU softball battles Robert Morris in a doubleheader. Game 1 is slated for 1 p.m. Catch Ben Korak and Henry Costco on the call on Falcon Radio.
The MAC Baseball Tournament will take place from May 21st through May 24th in Avon, Ohio. Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kaplitz and Chaz McNeil will have a call of every BGSU game while also providing coverage for every game on the BG_FMSN account on Twitter X.
Welcome back to Stellar Field. I'm Coyle Withrow alongside my broadcast partner Noah Seeley here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Findlay is leading the Falcons 2-1 here. As you know, it is tradition here on the broadcast for the trivia question here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Yours for today: of all the Major League Baseball players that have more than 600 career home runs, who is the only one to never win an MVP award? A, Sammy Sosa. B, Ken Griffey. C, Jim Thome. D, Alex Rodriguez. First thoughts.
First thoughts, I'm like 95% positive Alex Rodriguez has won an MVP. 95% positive. Who'd you say was C?
C was Jim Thome.
He has won an MVP. My only thinking is that he's the one that sticks out to me because he's the oldest. Correct me if I'm wrong. He is the oldest.
Yes.
That's the only thing that sticks out to me. But I think I'm going to go with the first one.
Okay. We'll give you a couple minutes to think on it.
Listen, I've never gotten one right on the broadcast. I've only gotten one right while I was sitting behind doing the recap.
As that one is roped into left field by the catcher, Austin Adelman, for a leadoff single here in the top half of the third inning.
3 leadoff singles here by the Oilers in every single inning. Just kind of working their way around Kraus, finding spots to drop the ball.
Yeah, it's a guy that Findlay, just like the Falcon lineup here, just trying to little base hits, not teams that are going to blow you off the map with their power. As the first pitch to Nick Palm in there for strike one.
Never really got a chance to talk about Palm as we came in mid at bat. He's batting .243 on the season.
As the 0-1 there is taken down the middle for strike two.
He is also one of the few players that have played in all 44 games that they have played.
Yeah, Palm just a guy that's going to come up, get on base. As that one is a high pop-up into shallow right field. Curlis under it to make the catch. That will freeze Adelman over there at first base for the time being.
Much needed out there by Kraus. I wouldn't say he was struggling, but after the two of Luke Sempton and Gavin Smith, he needed a couple outs here this inning.
Yeah, just try to get that, heard it described as the monkey on the back almost, that first out of the inning. Kind of a reset point, as there is a pickoff attempt toward Adelman over there at first. As that one is grounded over. Curlis, Ganon for the second out of this top half of the third inning. Adelman does advance over to second.
Smart play there by Curlis. He saw he couldn't get Adelman at second, so he went straight over to Ganon at first, got the out.
Yeah, not too important to not be too greedy with that. Try to make something where there wasn't anything.
Get the for sure out.
As that will bring up the right fielder Ryan Thompson, as the 0-0 is well above the zone by Kraus.
Thompson batting .253 in the season. Played in 27 games, started in 23 of them. He has 20 hits on the season.
As the 1-0 curveball drops in there for strike one to even it up at 1-1. 2 outs here in the top half of the third inning, Adelman still on second base, as there's a pickoff attempt to Curlis, who is solidly 15 feet away from the second base bag.
Looks like he just misread what was going on there, because he looked down at his score sheet thing, and it looked like he was upset that he missed it.
As that one is fouled straight back over the screen here at Stellar Field. Looked like Kraus had a little movement, needed to disengage, but did not want to waste any time there, so just fire over to Curlis at second. 1-2 count to Thompson here. 2 outs here in the top half of the third inning. As that one is swung on and missed for strike three. Kraus's fourth strikeout of the game, second by Thompson. As we will take you to the bottom half of the third, it is 2-1 in favor of the Findlay Oilers. And we'll be right back with you here on Falcon Radio.
Ever wanted to hear what a BGSU coach or player says after a game? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to watch post-game press conferences for all BGSU home volleyball, soccer, football, hockey, and basketball games.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back to beautiful Stellar Field here for the bottom half of the third inning. Findlay once again leads 2-1. I'm not sure, like we mentioned earlier, I'm not sure there is a better day for baseball here in Northwest Ohio.
Yeah, and like we said again earlier, the winds yesterday would have caused some chaotic events to happen, and I'm happy that they're not as windy as it was yesterday today.
Yep. Now, coming to the plate is the shortstop Gunnar Antillion. Again, a guy that's had possibly the hottest 2 weeks that a Falcon has had thus far.
Yeah, and looking to continue it. In his first at-bat, 3-1 count, got hit by a pitch on the fourth ball. Looking to try and get a hit here this at-bat.
Yeah, continue his hot streak as here's the 0-0. That one is fouled sharply back over to the parking lot. Hopefully a great Nissan Altima didn't make the catch over there, because make my drive home this weekend a little tough here on finals week.
Yeah, finals week's been tough for everyone, Coyle, and I think that would double it for you.
Cherry on top as the 0-1 pitch to Antillion finds the zone.
One thing we didn't get to talk about, Coyle, is this a midweek game, and going into the weekend, we have the Battle of I-75.
Yep, I-75 coming up this weekend. The Fifth Third Field game, Friday night, 7 p.m. under the lights. I'm not sure there's a better week for this program this year. Finals week, last week of classes. Toledo this weekend. I'm pretty sure put it all together there.
It couldn't be much better as long as you come out with some wins.
The count is now 2-2 to Antillion, as that one is fouled off his, what looked to be his leg guard there at the plate. Looked to be a little shaken up there. Not a really great feeling getting that one off the leg guard.
No, definitely not.
And another thing, like we mentioned off air, there's a lot more people here than I expected for it being a Wednesday of finals week, as that one once again is fouled sharply over toward the parking lot.
Yeah, I think, Coral, we set the over/under at 55.5, and I'm sure we'll get the final total eventually, but by my calculations, I think it's over 75 already. It's got to be close.
2-2 here to Antillion as well outside to make the count full at 3-2. I might be a visual communications major, so I'm not sure. My math skills might not be as current as they were a couple years ago, but I do believe there is more than 55.5 people here.
I'd assume so.
3-2 to Antillion is taken as he is rung up on a ball that looked to be well outside the strike zone. Antillion already tosses back toward the dugout, making his way a couple steps down that line as the home plate umpire calls him back for strike 3. That will be Hartman's third strikeout of the game.
The right fielder, Garrett Wright.
As that will bring up the right fielder, Garrett Wright. As that one is taken in there for a strike. 0-1 2 right, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, Wright's first at bat, he singled through the 4-hole, which, shockingly enough, the Oilers are still playing the second baseman at the second base bag. And the first baseman is a little bit farther over towards that 4-hole, but still not where Wright hit it.
As that one is taken inside for a strike, 1-2 here to Wright. Yeah, I do. There is a lot of room on that right side of the infield. As that one is swung on and missed on a pitch in the dirt. Throw down to Smith at first for the strikeout. Now 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 3rd, both by way of the K.
Hartman's out there doing his thing, Coyle. He's getting some of these big guys at the top of the order out for the Falcons. It's got to feel good for the freshman.
A guy that works really quickly on the mound set before Ganun was even on the circle, as that one is taken for a strike. Wind is starting to pick up here at Stellar Field.
Ganun had a backwards K in his first at bat. First out of the 1st inning.
That one is taken for a ball. 1-1 count here to Ganun in the bottom half of the 3rd. As that pitch is in the dirt, almost like a cricket bowler there. Made it about 48 feet before it skipped up.
Yeah, kind of to bring back what you were saying about the quick pitching, both Hartman and Kraus haven't really let the clock get below 10. That was the first one that I've seen get below 10.
Yeah, as that one is thrown well outside to Ganun and hits the backstop. Like we mentioned off air, this might be one of the quicker games we've had all year compared to last week, midweek at Michigan. We are currently 46 minutes in to this one with a full count to Ganun here in the bottom half of the 3rd. 2 outs here.
Our board operator, sports director of FMSN, Lucas Kleinmeyer, told us not to jinx it, and fingers crossed, Lucas, we won't.
As that one is taken in the dirt for ball 4 to Ganun. As up comes the designated hitter, Zach Horkey. Another guy that's been kind of streaky at times this year.
Yeah, Curl definitely has had his good games. Started off today with a single, was a part of the double play. Both innings have ended on a double play for the Falcons. Not exactly what you want to see there offensively.
As the 0-0 is hit on the ground to the 3rd baseman. Throw up the line, misses the tag by Smith as Horkey will reach on an infield single.
It's a great attempt.
Actually, excuse me, I believe they ruled that a throwing error on the 3rd baseman, Ciartino, as that will make it 2 on, 2 outs for the catcher, Cooper McKenzie.
I think that play was a lot closer than most think, Coyle. It looked like he might have gotten it, but we're not gonna get a chance to review it. Gonna go right into McKenzie's at bat.
We are solidly a long way from first base.
Yeah, could have completely missed it from there.
0-0 to McKenzie, as that one is a curveball for strike 1. Coach Halleck over there in the top step of the Falcons dugout does not look all that pleased with that. It looked up here a little bit low.
I can agree with that. McKenzie was the one that grounded Horkey into the double play.
As the 0-1 pitch here is check swung. Did not go around for ball 1. Have Ganun at second. Ganun at second. Horkey at first. Strike 2 to McKenzie's. That one finds the middle of the zone. Tackett's waiting in the on-deck circle.
Coral, 3 big guys in a row in Gannon, Horkey, and McKenzie all can put the bat on the ball and hit the ball pretty hard.
Here's the 1-2 to McKenzie. That is well inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here on Cooper McKenzie. Yeah, and you're right. All 3 guys can put a charge into the ball, along with Tackett's waiting in the on-deck circle as the 2-2 is fouled straight back toward Tackett's.
Didn't seem to have a care in the world about that ball.
Not too phased over there.
He's ready to hit.
Once again, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here to McKenzie. The Falcons chasing 1 here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Pitch by Hartman is fouled off into the screen over there on the right side.
Seen a whole lot of foul balls already in this quick game.
Guys are swinging the bat, trying to make something happen. Two here to McKenzie, as that one is lined out toward right field. Thompson running in on it as he will make the grab over toward the foul line. The Oilers still up 2-1 here as we head to the top half of the 4th, as we will be right back with you here on Falcon Radio.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
4th inning here at Stellar Field. As we have a 2-1 ball game, Findlay has the lead over your BGSU Falcons. Coyle, we're going to run through the baseball history today on April 30th. Not a huge jam-packed day here, as Tyler normally has, but a lot of old stuff. So we'll get it started right now. In 1922, Charlie Robertson of the Chicago White Sox pitched a 2-0 perfect game against the Detroit Tigers. Next, in 1946, Bob Feller of the Cleveland Indians throws his second no-hitter of his career against the New York Yankees. That was nearly 4 years after he was sent to the Navy, since he had last played. In 1961, Willie Mays of the San Francisco Giants hit 4 home runs in a 14-4 victory over the Braves in Milwaukee.
Not a jam-packed day, but still a fairly eventful day.
I think that Bob Feller one was the most interesting one because it was 4 years after his last time he played because he was in the Navy. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
As we have a 2-0 count here against number 15, Luke Senfin, the DH.
Senfin batting .325 on the year.
Krause's wind up the pitch. Going to be a fly ball out in the left field. Get right over to Mo Tice, and that's going to be a single for Senfin.
Antillian trying to get up and grab that ball, just a solid bit out of reach. Rather, Antillian, a guy that can jump up there for it.
We're going to see Gavin Smith step into the batter's box, number 22. Had a double on his first at-bat in the second inning. Able to score Senfin, who was at first. That pitch is going to be a little bit high from Luke Kraus. Kraus, the lefty, possibly looking over, try and pick Senfin off at first.
Yeah, Kraus, just like as the wind is blowing fairly hard here in the press box.
And it seemed to affect Kraus's pitch there, too, as it goes into the dirt for ball 2.
A rather strong gust of wind.
You know what? If that prevents a ball from going out for the Oilers, I'd be okay with our papers flying around a little bit.
Can agree.
As the third pitch of the at-bat is going to be another ball. Very close pitch there on the inside corner.
Like we were saying, Kraus and Hartman, both guys that work really, really quickly.
As this ball is going to be poked into left field again, Motai's going to round it up, try and get it into third. And the Oilers are going to have runners on first and second, in Senfin and Smith.
A 3-0 hack there by Smith. Not something you see all that often, especially with a one-run lead.
Yeah, and with Kraus being a little bit shaky as it is. As that's going to bring up Mike Ciortino into the batter's box. He was the first out of the second inning. As we have time on the field, seems to be a ball in play coming from Falcons' own. Looks to see a pitcher getting ready.
There is motion down there in the Falcon bullpen.
This ball is going to be flown up towards first base, and Gaviganon's going to come down with the catch in foul territory.
Much needed first out of the inning.
Definitely, without a doubt. Seems like Kraus is just having a little bit of trouble getting that first out of the innings, Coyle.
Does look like the freshman CJ Boudreau is getting loose out there in the Falcon bullpen.
Possibly ready to see a freshman-on-freshman pitching duel with Hartman still in the ballgame for the Oilers. As Booth's going to send one foul to the third base side. Larry's going to pick that up, throw it on over to the dugout.
Is, again, motion in the Oilers bullpen as well.
So maybe we won't see a freshman pitching duel. It would have been nice. Kraus is going to come set in an 0-1 count to Booth. This one's going to be fouled back behind McKenzie. Going to have a quick 0-2 count here on Booth.
Looks to be junior Jacob Howard down there in the Oilers' pen.
So we're going to have a quick switch up. It was freshman for the Oilers, junior for the Falcons, and we're going to switch it up. Freshman for the Falcons, junior for the Oilers. As the 0-2 pitch is going to be inside, a little bit low. More of a throwaway pitch there, Coyle.
Yeah, just trying to get Booth to chase on that. There is
the 1-2 pitch. Another low ball. McKenzie's going to keep it in front of him. Get it right back to Kraus.
Once again, it does look like Kraus is just trying to stay out of the zone here, just trying to keep Booth from having the chance to do any type of damage.
As a 2-2 pitch, it's going to be high out to the left field. Motai settling underneath it. He's got it. The throw into third. No tag up. We're going to have 2 outs here at Stellar Field as both runners at second and first stay where they're at.
Good swing on that one by Booth. Just caught a little bit too much air under that one. Like we've mentioned pretty much all year here at Stellar Field and around campus, the wind is pretty much always a factor up here in Northwest Ohio.
And it can be a blessing or a curse on this baseball field. And right there was a blessing. The 0 pitch to Garrett Given is going to be a ball. Close one there. Crowd not seeming to like the call of the ball.
There is some jeers here by the Falcon faithful.
Next pitch is going to come in there. It's going to be a strike right down the middle.
Fairly large lead out at second for Senfin.
Kraus is going to get another one in there and catch Given swinging. Outside corner. Trying to make the most of it. Couldn't get his bat on the ball. As Kraus is already set for the next pitch, and he's going to bring that in, and he's going to strike him out. As Kraus gets 3 straight in the top of the 4th, and we'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
BG Softball faces Miami of Ohio in a doubleheader on Tuesday, April 29th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korek and Henry Koska will be on the call, beginning at 12:45 for pregame and 1 p.m. for first pitch on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Baseball starts a 3-game series against Northern Illinois on Thursday, May 15th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavelitz and Chaz McNeil will call the game starting at 2:45 on Falcon Radio.
Bottom of the 4th here at Stellar Field. I'm Noah Seeley, joined with Coyle Withrow, as we have a 2-1 ball game. Findlay has the lead over your BGSU Falcons. And we have a pitching change for the Oilers.
In comes the freshman, number 43, Max O'Rourke, out of Olentangy Liberty High School.
On the mound for the Oilers, number 43, Max O'Rourke.
Coyle, I'll run us through the stat line of Hartman.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th for the Falcons, the number 6 hitter, center fielder.
Seems to be a little funky. We're going to run back to that in a future point, as TJ Tackett is up for the Falcons, as he's going to send one straight towards the orange and brown dugout. Dugout wasn't too happy about that with Tackett's.
Yeah, fairly sharp line drive over there.
As the next pitch is going to come in, it's going to be bottom right of the zone for a ball. Another pitcher that's just coming in there and slinging them in quickly. Another one into the Falcon dugout, and it's going to hit someone, I'm sure. I don't know who. It might have been Garrett Wright.
Garrett Wright, absolute ball magnet for the Falcons.
All types of ways, including in the dugout. As the 1-2 pitch comes in, and it's going to be a little bit left of the strike zone. Move the count to 2-2. Tackett does a great job of filling up the count, making the pitcher work for it.
Fighting for each pitch.
This ball is going to come in and go out to the shortstop, and he's going to make the throw on over. Get Tackett out at first. And that's going to bring up the start of the Three Stooges, number 7, Braden Curlis.
Curlis did strike out his last time. Like we've said, a guy that just has fought his way into the lineup.
As we've seen bunt shown from Curlis, he's going to pull back as it's a ball outright.
The Oilers' defense still shading just a little bit toward the lines.
As Curlis is going to send this ball out towards the parking lot by right field. Going to be a 1-1 count. Oh, Rourke, kind of like the other guys, moving kind of quickly on the mound. We're going to see him bring this next pitch in. It's going to be a ball inside, kind of near the knees of Curlis.
Curveball that just ran inside on him there.
And that one's going to hit him as Curlis is going to take his jog down to first base.
The Falcon dugout erupted in cheers after Curlis wore that one right in the small of the back. It's not the greatest feeling on the planet, but
one of those things where you're going to take one for the team and the team's going to be happy about it. That's going to bring up Carter Motice, the second freshman out of the 3, and the 7-8-9 hole. As the first pitch is going to be hit off of Motice, going to be ruled foul.
Looks like that one just ran in and got him off the bottom half of the ankle there.
Yeah, it seems to be happening a lot in the last couple games. Just getting all the Falcons getting hit with balls off the bat. As we have a pickoff move to first base, Curlis is going to slide in there safe.
It does just show the length of this season. Guys getting a little banged up, a little just, not feeling totally 100%.
As the 0-1 pitch is going to be a little bit outside for ball 1. And I think one of the main guys to talk about with that is Brady Birchmeyer, who's playing a heck of a season, and we just haven't seen him lately, and he's been hurting.
Yeah, a little banged up.
As Motice is going to send one to second base. Second baseman Garrett Given couldn't field it cleanly, not able to get the double play, and gets Motice out at first. And a fielder's choice.
Yeah, Given out there at second, looks like he was trying to turn 2 before the ball even got to him over there.
Yeah, just try to make the double play happen too quickly, and it kind of bit him in the butt. And he still got the out, as we have time on the mound. It's going to be a balk. It's going to send Curlis over to third. Max O'Rourke has a hit by pitch, and now a balk. And O'Rourke, the freshman, just trying to get the feel of it again. As we have the first pitch to Alex Laird, the final freshman, going to be a ball to the right side. And like we mentioned the first time these 3 were up, the freshmen are just doing a great job coming in. As we're going to have the second pitch land in there for a strike. 1-1 count here on Alex Laird.
Antillion waiting over there in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance with the runners in scoring position.
As the 1-1 pitch comes in low to the right side, going to be ball 2. O'Rourke, the stretch, the pitch. This will be low and outside again. 2 back-to-back close outside calls, both balls.
Yeah, just, again, trying to stay out of the heart of the plate there.
As another one, doing the same thing, going to be low and outside. Walking Alex Laird, going to bring up one of the hottest players in the country, Gunnar Antillion, who's trying to come back from this last inning as he got a called strike 3 on a 3-2 count, thinking it was ball 4.
Yeah, that pitch looked to be well outside from up here, but...
And we're going to have a mound visit from the Oilers head coach. Going to go out there and talk to Max O'Rourke. Try and figure out what's going on.
And I do want to issue a little correction here. It was not Jacob Hartman throwing the last 2 innings. We missed up here in the box a 2 pitching changes at the beginning of each inning, all with, they went number 35, number 37, number 36.
Wow. So I see why we missed it, because they was right next to each other in numbers, but holy cow.
Jacob Hartman in there for the first, Cole Maxwell through the second, Spencer Mueller in the third. Mueller with 2 strikeouts, Maxwell with 1, Hartman with 1. Apologies for that one.
As the 0 pitch is going to be sent into Antillian, he's going to foul that ball out to the right side. Going to have runners on first and third. Corners here for the Falcons with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Trying to get another run back on Findlay. Down 2-1 in the ball game. The Orc pitch. It's going to be high for Gunnar Antillian. Not the tallest guy, but I don't think that would have been a strike from any.
Yeah, the pitch just ran up there. Antillian listed at 5'9", 180 pounds.
As this pitch is going to be right in his wheelhouse, going to send it out to center field, and it's going to drop. And we're going to see Curlis come in, and Laird to third, and he's going to make it in under the tag. Gunnar Antillian with an RBI single, sending Laird to third and scoring Curlis.
That one just an absolute rope into center field. Not really much you could do to defend against that one, scoring Curlis and advancing Laird up 180 feet to third base there.
Laird with some fantastic base running, getting under that tag around the backside of third base. As that brings up Garrett Wright with the 0 pitch, he's going to send one to the right side towards Slater Family Ice Arena. As a second pitch, Garrett Wright's going to send this out to right field in no man's land. Going to see if it falls, and it does. It falls fair. Laird's going to score. Antillian's going to score from first, and Garrett Wright's going to make it to second. Fantastic ball placement by Garrett Wright, landing that right next to the right field line.
Antillian off on the pitch there. Saw it up and just kept running, kept motoring around third.
One of the best parts of there being 2 outs is he had no reason to turn around.
No reason to look, no reason to hesitate. Head down and run until they tell you to stop. And that's exactly what Antillian did over there from first.
As Garrett Wright gives this Bowling Green team a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the 4th. It's going to bring up Gavin Nunn, and his first pitch is going to be a ball outside. A much-needed inning, Coyle, from the Falcons, scoring 3 with the inning not even over.
A little bit of life there for the Falcons.
As a big swing from Gavin Nunn. Going to be strike number 1 on him. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. The pitch is going to be low to Gavin Nunn. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Gannon listed at 6'2", 220 out of Blissfield, Michigan. Guy that Coach Halleck described as the strongest guy on the team a few weeks ago.
As he tends to show, but not in this at bat, as it is a 3-1 count with another ball coming in to the right side. Gannon tends to show his strengths. As the next pitch is going to come in, as he sends this one, probably the farthest we've seen, to the right.
45-degree angle off the bat of Gannon, just over the Oiler dugout here at Stellar Field.
We have a 3-2 count here on Gavin Gannon. 2 outs. Wright will not be off on the pitch as there's no one pushing him to third. And that pitch is going to be in, and O'Rourke's going to strike out Gavin Gannon. As the Falcons pick up a much-needed 3 in the bottom of the 4th, as the Falcons now lead 4-2. Going into the top of the 5th inning, we'll be right back on Falcon Radio.
BGSU softball heads to South Bend, Indiana to battle the Notre Dame Fighting Irish on Thursday, May 1st at 5:30 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak will have a recap of the game on bgfalconmedia.com.
Did you know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU Baseball returns home to host Notre Dame at Stellar Field on Sunday, May 11th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz and Chaz McNeil will call the game beginning at 2:45 for pregame and 3 p.m. for first pitch on Falcon Radio.
New pitcher here for the Falcons in the top of the fifth, as we're going to see the end of the day for Luke Krause, and we're going to see the start of the day for CJ Boudreau, number 39 for the Falcons. Coyle, would you like to run us through the final line for Krause?
Krause went 4 innings, 2 runs, both earned, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, 60 pitches here.
Gave us a much-needed 4 innings.
Yep.
Definitely needed him to go the distance he did, and now it's time for CJ Boudreau to get it started. Another freshman coming into the ball game. Obviously, Krause wasn't a freshman, but multiple freshmen have played for that Oilers pitching staff. And now we're going to see another one here for the Falcons. As first up for the Oilers is going to be number 13, Austin Adelman. And Boudreau's first pitch is going to be inside for a ball.
Boudreau, another guy, freshman, just coming in, trying to get his feet down.
As Adelman's going to send this ball straight over to Curlis, and Curlis is going to throw it on over to Ganun for the first out of the inning. Boudreau getting an early first out, which has not been seen very much today, as Krause struggled to get that first out multiple times.
Yep, Krause only got the first batter out 1 time in the top of the, did not get the first out at all in his outing today.
As this is going to bring up the one-hole hitter, number 7, Nick Palm, as Boudreau's first pitch is going to be a strike right down the middle. Already winding up for his next pitch, and this one is going to be on the outside corner, daring Palm to swing, and he held back.
Boudreau, a guy, again, that works quickly, even quicker than Krause, dare I say.
As the 0-2 pitch is going to be smacked out by Palm to left field over the extra batting practice spots. And, you know, I think there must have been something said between these two teams to just start going faster on the mound, because it just keeps on going.
There's no stop.
As Boudreau's next pitch is going to be very close to painting that outside corner. It's going to be ball 1 in the count. Boudreau out there with the very bright blue glove as his windup's coming in. And Palm's going to send this over the head of Antillian, as Antillian makes a diving attempt. Just barely gets over his glove, and Palm's going to have himself a single in the left field.
Again, Antillian, a guy that can jump pretty well. Just got up there and wasn't able to extend out quite enough.
Would have been one heck of a play, Coyle.
Yeah, no kidding. That would have been a web gem for sure.
As that's going to bring up Keelan Daniel. And that first pitch to him is going to be low for a ball. It'll be 1-0. Daniel has been the second out in both of his times up. As the second pitch to Daniel is going to be in there for a strike. Swinging. We're going to have a 1-1 count here. Boudreaux taking a look over at Palm, seeing if he's getting too far off. He's going to throw on back over, and Palm's going to be in there safe.
Thompson waiting in the on-deck circle. A guy with 2 strikeouts already on the day.
The 1-1 pitch. It's going to be down the middle for a strike. Daniel's going to want that one back.
Yeah, looks like he thought it was a little bit off the plate. Can't say I blame him too much from at least our view up here.
As the 1-2 pitch. Daniel's going to send this one high, deep into right field. And Tackett's going to secure the catch.
Into the wind coming out of that right field corner here at Stellar Field. Just kind of got the ball up there and hung.
Knocked it down for sure.
Right,
as that's going to be 2 outs for C.J. Boudreaux and this Falcon defense. It's going to bring up the 3-hole hitter, Ryan Thompson. Thompson 0 for 2 on the day, 2 strikeouts as you mentioned. As we're going to have another pickoff back to first on Palm. Palm getting a little bit frisky out there, trying to make a move to second.
Yeah, again, a guy that's a team that's not too scared of being aggressive.
As the first pitch of the at-bat is going to be a strike on that outside corner.
Boudreaux, a guy that's not afraid to throw good pitches.
Yeah, right there as you see the 0-1 pitch going to come right in. And Thompson's going to send it right back to the backstop. Going to be an 0-2 count here with 2 outs.
Boudreaux, a guy a pitcher that will challenge guys on the inner half.
And another throw back as we saw Palm get a little quick step, trying to get Boudreaux to throw him back. The 0-2 pitch. And Thompson's going to send this ball over into foul play on the right side. Another foul ball. You had a lot of chances for this to hit your car.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it. None of them find it. I'm not sure she can take it any more dents.
Another 0-2 as the runner's off, and Thompson's going to send this over to third base. Laird's going to field it and make the throw over to Gannon for the 3rd out of the inning. No need for that runner to run to second, as that'll be the 3rd out. And we head to the bottom of the 5th with the Falcons leading 4-2. We'll be right back on Falcon Radio.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon Baseball continues on Friday, May 16th with an afternoon matchup against Northern Illinois. Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz and Chaz McNeil will be behind the mics starting at 12:45 p.m. for pregame on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Another new pitcher for the Oilers here in the bottom of the fifth inning as the Falcons lead 4-2 in this beautiful day at Stellar Field, except the clouds are starting to get a little overcast here, Coyle.
Yeah, clouds starting to roll in here, getting a little bit chilly up here in the box here at Stellar Field.
Would not have expected it. But on the mound for the Oilers is now going to be number 23, Connor Ivanich. We caught on to what they're doing, Coyle. They're going one inning each.
A little tune-up before the Greater Midwest Athletic Conference tournament, which starts next weekend for the Oilers. They're a little bit earlier than the Standard MAC tournament, most of the rest of the Division I tournaments. The Oilers D2 team in that GMAC played Tiffin earlier in the year. They did
Now on the mound for the Oilers, number 23,
get the win, I'm
Connor Evanet.
pretty sure.
played 3-4 times in a conference.
Give us a quick little look
set.
there.
Leading off the bottom of the fifth for the Falcons.
As leading off the bottom of the fifth, we're going to have cleanup hitter number 34, Zach Horkey. Evanich's first pitch is going to be in there for a strike on Horkey, a little bit outside to the right. One more thing to talk about with Findlay is, as you mentioned, it is their last midweek game. As this one is going to be outside to Horkey, 1-1 count. They have a 4-game series, May 2nd and 3rd against Northwood. They actually tend to play double headers.
Yep.
On Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, one of the two.
That is one of the staples of Division II and below baseball, help cut down on travel times. They did, in fact, take 3-4 against Tiffin, who Falcons played earlier in the year as our first.
As Horkey's going to send this one high, right behind the 4-hole. And second baseman Garrett Givens going to come down with that. It's going to be the first out of the bottom of the fifth. Coming up next for the Falcons is going to be the catcher, Cooper McKenzie. McKenzie being the third out in both the first and the third inning, his only 2 at-bats of the game.
Findlay currently sitting a third in the GMAC North Division.
The first pitch to McKenzie is going to be in there for a strike towards the outside of the plate. Connor having both of those first pitches towards the outside of the plate, trying to get the Falcons to reach over and swing at that. As this one's going to come in high towards McKenzie's head. Wasn't close enough to his head that he had to get out of the way, but it was up there.
Yeah, it just ran inside on McKenzie there.
The 1-1 pitch. Going to be outside in the left-hand batter's box for ball 2. Evanich seems to be taking a little more time than these other Oiler pitchers were.
Yeah, I guess it's not going to work all that quickly, letting it get down to 6 here on this pitch.
As the 2-1 pitch is going to be down in the dirt for ball 3. Going to have a 3-1 count here for Cooper McKenzie. McKenzie's still looking for his first hit of the day. As the 3-1 pitch is going to be in there, and McKenzie's going to swing at it and send it behind the press box. Send us to a full count. 3-2 count, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Your BGSU Falcons lead 4-2 as the 3-2 pitch is going to come in. And McKenzie is going to smack it towards the pitcher. And it's going to go off his foot to the shortstop, Palm, and he's going to throw it over to first base.
That was, McKenzie with a sharp ground ball directly up the middle. Ended up getting Evanich on what looked like the bottom part of his calf. Bounced perfectly to Palm over there at shortstop. I'm not sure that could have bounced a better way.
Yeah, and just unlucky for McKenzie. Looked like it was going to be a great hit up the middle if it got past the glove of Evanich. As the 0 pitch to Tackett is going to be in there for a strike. Evanich came in here and got a very quick 2 outs against the 4 and the 5 of Horkey and McKenzie. As the 0-1 pitch is going to be way outside into the right-hand batter's box.
I think the most interesting thing about that last at-bat, in the official scorebook, it is ruled a 1-6-3 ground out.
Don't see that very often, Coyle. As the 1-1 pitch, Tackett is going to send it up towards second base. Givens going to control it and send it on over to Smith at first for the 3rd out. 1-2-3 inning for the Falcons as we head to the top of the 6th in a 4-2 ball game with your Falcons leading. We'll be right back on Falcon Radio.
BG Baseball plays the Butler Bulldogs at Stellar Field on Tuesday, May 6th. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil and Holden Ruck beginning at 2:45 for pregame and 3 p.m. for the first pitch on Falcon Radio.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
Top of the 6th here at Stellar Field as we have a 4-2 ball game with another quick 5th inning, Coyle.
Yeah, we are currently an hour and 31 minutes into this ball game, going into the top half of the 6th. Another quick moving midweek game, much like Michigan last week.
Yeah, CJ Boudreau did his job in the 5th inning, and I think that's why it went so quick. Only had 15 pitches. Faced only 4 batters.
Boudreau, a guy that works quickly, normally.
As the 0-0 pitch is going to be in there for a strike on number 15, Luke Sempton.
Wind still blowing pretty heavily out of that right field corner.
As this second pitch is going to be hit up the middle and gets past Antillian into center field, and that's going to be a base hit for Luke Sempton, his 3rd of the ball game, 3 singles.
Yeah, really good day for Senfin here. Still just trying to add to his stat line for the day.
The first baseman, Gavin Smith.
That's going to bring up Gavin Smith, the first baseman for the Oilers. Also having a fantastic day with a double and a single. The 4-5 has been giving the Falcons problems today, to say the least. As Boudreau's going to throw it on back over to first base. No tag's going to be thrown down. Going to get right back on the rubber. The 0 pitch to Smith. Going to be in there for a strike. Boudreau starting off each at-bat pretty decently with a strike.
Yeah, and then Senfin down there at first, fairly short lead, about a step and a half.
As that ball is going to get away from Gannon on the throw over, but is going to hit the umpire at first.
Looks like it just bounced and got him right in the bottom half of his thigh.
We're just seeing some crazy things happen today, Coyle. I mean, first off of Evanich, who was pitching for the Oilers to the shortstop, and now that.
It has been a day full of weird here at Stellar Field.
As the second pitch from Boudreau to Smith is going to go in for a strike. He's already on the mound for the third pitch. As it comes in, it's going to be hit up to Gannon, and Gannon gets straight through Gannon's wickets, and Smith's going to get to first.
Yeah, and Tillian slid over to make the play out there at shortstop. It just seemed to get through. That is ruled an error on Antillian. Just a game that, or a ball that was very well fieldable out there at short.
Yeah, I was ready for the double play call. And now you're going to have runners at first and third with Mike Sarantino up. As that first pitch is going to come in for a strike.
Runners on the corners here with nobody out once again.
Boudreau from the stretch, the 0-1 pitch. And it's going to be fouled back to the left side. Back to another 0-2 count.
Should have been nobody on, 2 outs in the top half of the 6th inning. Instead it is 2 on, nobody out.
The 0-2 pitch. Going to be right around that outside corner for a ball. Good throwaway pitch by Boudreau. Boudreau from the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Runners off from first. McKenzie's going to run into the runner. And the guy going to second is going to be out. That's going to be Gavin Smith. He's going to be out on batter's interference as well as the batter being out. And we just turned a double play.
One of the weirder, again, a day of weird here at Stellar Field.
I mean, that's one of the most insane plays that I've seen, and we've seen some insane ones today.
Ciartino just struck out, started walking. McKenzie faked the throw to second, but even if he would have attempted to make the throw, it wasn't going to go anywhere since Ciartino was in the front of the plate.
I'd like to call that smart baseball by McKenzie, knowing that he was walking there and got the contact that he needed to get the out. As we're going to see one strike here to Aiden Booth already, and Boudreau's going to send in another one very quickly.
Just, again, a day of peculiar.
It's been a peculiar day for our first broadcast together, Coyle, to say the least.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is the 0-2 pitch. Going to be sent in, and Booth's going to send this ball down towards the dugout of the Oilers, send it towards the pitching staff out in right field. As that Gannon error doesn't look too bad anymore, with there still being 2 outs. Only difference is the runner is now at third. The 0-2 pitch. Nice little off speed there. Gonna be a little bit left of the strike zone for ball 1 of the at bat.
Just a correction for you. That was Antillian with the error out at shortstop.
Yes. The 1-2 pitch, and that's going to get through to right field and score a run for the Oilers. Aiden Booth gets his first RBI of the day, scoring in Luke Senfin, and we're going to have a 4-3 ball game here in the top of the 6th.
Good piece of hitting by Senfin, just poking a ball over toward that right field line.
As we're going to have a batters meeting, one of the the interesting effects of college baseball is that you can have a batters meeting and try and see what you should do here with 2 outs and a runner on first.
I'm not sure what is quite going on here. My lip reading skills have not been as polished as well as they have been the last couple weeks.
Mine were never good. I have no clue what they could be talking about down there.
If I had to take a guess, I'd probably say it's something about baseball, Noah.
So that's a good guess. That's a good guess, as the home plate umpire is going to go down there and tell him it's time to head back to third and first. And let's bring up the batter. We're going to have number 18, Garrett Given, step into the box.
Given with 2 strikeouts on the day.
It's been a very
The second baseman, Garrett
similar day for every single guy. A lot of the guys that have struck out once have struck out multiple times. A lot of the guys that are getting hits are continuing to get hits. As the 0-0 pitch is going to be in there, and Given's going to send it into right field as Wright makes a catch out there for the 3rd out. Finley picks up 1 as we have a 4-3 ball game here at Stellar Field, heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back here on Falcon Radio.
Falcon Baseball stays in South Bend to battle Notre Dame on Saturday, May 10th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz and Chaz McNeil beginning at 1:45 for pregame and 2 p.m. for first pitch on Falcon Radio.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
No shocker here. Another new arm for the Oilers here at Stellar Field, as we have a 4-3 ball game as Findlay put up another run in the 6th inning. And we're going to come in here with the Three Stooges up to bat for the Falcons.
Yeah, new arm for the Oilers, number 29, Jacob Howard, comes in 1-1 on the year, 7.2 ERA, 15 innings pitched. Only has 15 strikeouts to 9 walks on the year. Opponents are batting .313 against him. And like you said, the Three Stooges coming up in Curlis, Motice, and Laird in the bottom of the 6th, hoping to get a little bit more insurance here.
Yeah, without a doubt. And coming up against Howard, the left-hander, it's going to be interesting to see how these 3 freshmen come and attack this left-hander, as you don't see as many left-handers as you do right-handers, pitching-wise.
Yeah, left-handed arms are a commodity in college baseball, especially at the D1 level. Because for every 15 guys that can throw low to mid 90s as a righty, you might have 2 or 3 lefties that can also do the same.
Every single lefty matters in baseball. And let's see how Curlis does against Howard, as Curlis sends the first pitch deep over into the left side of the Falcon dugout. It's going to go over the fence into the grass. So we're going to have an 0-1 count here.
Carlos put a charge into that ball just way early on it.
As that second pitch is going to run high and outside for ball 1. 1-1 count. Howard quick into his stance, as the 1-1 pitch is going to be sent up by Curlis over towards third base. And that's going to be Sarantino coming down with that catch. That's going to be the first out for the Falcons in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yep, just pop that ball up over toward the right side. Just, again, it's still a little bit early on the lefty Howard here.
The left fielder, Carter Motice.
As Motice is going to step in to the batter's box for a little lefty-on-lefty matchup. Howard quick to be ready, and Motice is going to show bunt, pull back, ball one.
Falcons only with 4 hits on the day.
Yeah, 4 hits compared to Findlay's 9. Findlay out-hitting them. BGSU still holds the lead, doing so with a 3-run inning in the bottom of the 4th. As Howard is back to the pace of, let's go quick, let's go quick. As his leg kick is up, and Motice is going to send this ball deep into left field, and it's going to be caught by the left fielder, Aiden Booth, for the second out of the inning. Curley and Mo go down 1-2, both shots to the left side, as Laird is going to step up and avenge them.
Laird coming in 0 for 1 on the day, grounded into that 6-4-3 double play in the second, walked, and then came around to score in the 4th inning.
Howard going to send that first pitch in there. Going to be low and inside. Going to look down to the first base umpire, look for an appeal. It's going to be no good. 1-0 count on Laird. Second pitch on the way. That one also is going to run inside. Good for ball 2. Like I mentioned, Howard going very quick on the mound. As the 2-0 pitch is going to be outside for ball number 3. 3 straight for Howard. And the 3-0 pitch is going to be low and in the dirt for ball 4. And Laird's going to go on a 4-pitch walk.
Laird, a guy with really good plate discipline here for the Falcons. Really patient. And that's what Coach Kyle Halleck's been preaching all year is patience. Get your pitch, get a hold of something that you can drive and find some grass in the outfield.
As that takes us up to Gunnar and Tillian at the 1 spot, which I had sadly mistaken for Gavin Gannon at shortstop in the last inning. My apologies, Gunnar and Tillian. As that pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Howard quick to the stretch, send another one in, and they're going to say Antillian did go, and that's going to be strike number 2.
I can't get on board with that. Antillian didn't break the front of the plate nor his wrists on that one. I thought he held it back fairly well.
As the 0-2 pitch from Howard, Laird's off to second, and he's going to get in there safely, even with the throw down by Adelman.
Stolen base there by Laird, his 6th of the year.
Laird doing a great job of getting around that backside again, like he did over at third base earlier in the 4th inning. Excuse me. So he's going to try and take another one possibly, and this ball is going to be smacked way in front of home plate, and that's going to send Laird to third. And almost made it home.
Laird saw that ball down in the dirt off the wild pitch by Howard. Not even a really too great of a chance for the catcher Adelman to get back there and make the play.
We're going to have a 2-2 count here on Antillian with Laird now in scoring position all the way over at third. And Howard's going to go from the windup on the 2-2 pitch. And it's going to be high for Antillian, sending us to a full count.
In terms of the weird today, if we were playing MLB The Show or something, I would have had Laird straight steal, but that's why I'm a video game head coach and not a college head coach.
Couldn't agree more, Coyle. As Antillian's going to make his way to first on a full count walk with 2 outs, as the Falcons have runners in the corners with Antillian at first and Laird at third, with Garrett Wright stepping up to the plate.
Wright, 7th in the nation in batting average at the moment. Guy that can just kill the ball.
As that first pitch from Howard is going to be high and outside for ball 1 on Garrett Wright. And I don't think there's anyone else I'd want in this 2-out situation than Garrett Wright, trying to get us some more runs, as the Oilers head coach is going to call time and go talk to Howard. There is an arm warming up in the Oiler bullpen, but I would assume that it's for the 7th inning, as we've seen they've gone inning by inning with pitchers. I don't think they're going to stop that trend now.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if they let Howard have the ball and get out of this bottom half of the 6th inning.
As that is their plan, as everyone's going to walk back to their positions right as the home plate umpire makes his way out there.
Garrett Wright with a 31-game on-base streak, the longest active on this Falcons squad. Guy that once again just finds a way to get on.
Continuing that today with a single and a double, as Howard's 1-0 pitch is going to be in, and Wright's going to send that behind the press box a little bit to the right for the first strike of the at-bat.
And tell you, with a sizable lead over there at first base.
With the lefty Howard pitching. The 1-1 pitch. Going to get Wright chasing on a low inside.
Huge swing there by Wright. Look to do damage there on that 1-1.
The 1-2 pitch from Howard. Antillian's going to be off, and it's going to be a fake throw by Adelman. No surprise there. Going to let Antillian have second base. More focused on getting the out here at the plate with 2 strikes on him and 2 outs.
I tell you, a guy that's not afraid to run. We saw it.
As the 2-2 pitch comes in, that's going to spike in to the glove of Adelman for a full count on Garrett Wright.
Yeah, we saw in the 4th inning with him scoring from first on that Garrett Wright shallow single.
As the 3-2 pitch is going to come into Garrett Wright, and first baseman Gavin Smith is going to make a fantastic play out there in between the grass and the dirt to get the 3rd out on the Falcons. And there's going to be no runs scored there with Laird at 3rd. And it's going to be a 4-3 ball game heading into the top of the 7th here at Stellar Field. We'll be back here on Falcon Radio.
BGSU Baseball finishes off a 3-game series against Toledo on Sunday, May 4th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network, Tyler Kavlitz, and Caden Knapp on the call starting at 1 p.m. for first pitch on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Baseball heads north up the I-75 to take on the Toledo Rockets on Tuesday, May 13th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil will guide listeners through the action starting at 2:45 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to Stellar Field. I'm Coy Withrow alongside Noah Seeley here. New arm for the Falcons. Junior pitcher Cade Arn comes into the game. 8.31 ERA, 1-0 on the year. And as was mentioned in the top of the third, our trivia question for the day, just once again, just a refresher of the Major League Baseball players with more than 600 career home runs, who is the only one to never win an MVP. Your choices were A, Sammy Sosa, B, Ken Griffey Jr., C, Jim Thome, D, Alex Rodriguez. What is your final answer, Mr. Seeley?
I'm going to switch it to Ken Griffey Jr. I know I should know more about who has won those types of awards, but I don't. And I think you're going to try and trick me by saying it was Ken Griffey Sr., not Ken Griffey Jr. That's what I'm locking in with.
Lucas Kleinmeyer back in the Cooling Center studios. You got a guess for us?
I would said Ken Griffey Jr. because I am a Reds fan, but I believe he didn't win with the Reds, so I'll go with, is it Jim Thome?
You are correct, Mr. Kleinmeyer. It is Jim Thome. He is the only person to not win an MVP while having 600 career home
Well,
runs.
it's the only time I'll get it right, so I'll pat myself on the back.
See, I really thought that was going to be the throwaway one because it was the one old guy. It bit me in the butt.
Well, we'll have plenty of chances the rest of this year and into next year.
I sure hope so. I need to get one while I'm on the broadcast.
As while we were on there, the catcher Austin Adelman just lined one out to Gunnar Antoian at short. Up comes Nick Palm as Kate Arn gets out to a quick 1-1 count here. 1 out in the top half of the 7th inning.
Nick Palm has 2 singles on the day. Also has an out in the 3rd.
Findlay trailing Bowling Green 3-4 here in this, again, top half of the 7th. Into crunch time here for these two teams. 1-run ball game, late innings.
If you told me we were talking late innings at 5 o'clock, I'd call you crazy, Coyle.
As that one is upstairs for ball 2. 2-2 here to Nick Palm, excuse me. As that one is swung on and missed for strike 3. As that one will bring up Keelan Daniel, the center field.
2 quick outs by Kate Arn, making quick work of the catcher Austin Adelman and the shortstop Nick Palm.
Arn, another guy that likes to work quickly. He's not a guy that's just going to sit around and wait for the pitch clock, as that one is fouled straight left over toward the trees.
With a lot of people leaving, Coyle, I wouldn't be surprised if a car were to just get smacked with that ball on that road right there.
It is getting a little bit chillier here. It still says 65 on the Apple Watch here, but it still doesn't feel that warm here as that one drops in there for a strike to Daniel. 1-2 here, 2 outs in the top of the 7th, as that one is in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here to number 2, Keelan Daniel.
That's a lot of 2s, Coyle.
No kidding. That's
not to mention number 20, Kate Arn's on the mound. Another 2 there.
That one is taken for ball 3. Full count here for Daniel. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top half of the 7th. Once again, Bowling Green leads 4-3 here, as that one is fouled sharply toward the Oiler dugout into right field.
Falcons got a quick run in the 1st inning. Findlay one up them by getting 2 in the top of the 2nd. BGSU would then come back in the 4th, get 3. Findlay gets 1 in the 5th.
As that one is grounded over to Curlis at second. Quick throw. Not in time. as that will be an infield single for Keelan Daniel.
Daniel came out of that box fast, Coyle.
Yeah, it did help that Curlis did bobble it a little bit over there at second. But from up here, it did look like Daniel would have, or at least had a shot to beat it out of the box cleanly.
A very unusual bobble by Curlis, as he's pretty sound there at second base. No harm, seeing as there was a shot he would have made.
That one is lined into left field. Motice doesn't have to move for the third out of the inning, and it is stretch time here in Bowling Green. The Falcons lead 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the seventh inning here on Falcon Radio.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Welcome back to Stellar Field. I'm Corey Wither alongside Noah Seeley. It is once again 4-3 in favor of the Falcons. There is a new arm on the mound for the Oilers. Number 50, Aiden Weiland, the junior left-hander out of Richfield, Ohio. Why don't you run us down there on him?
Yeah, you know, Aiden's one of those guys that he's been in here and there for the Oilers, kind of trying to make a midweek spotting here, as we're going to have the first pitch.
That one runs well inside to Ganon here in the bottom of the seventh.
Yeah, and Aiden Weiland is going to have a 6.75 ERA. He's only appeared in 4 games on the season. He's pitched 4 innings, so 1 each game. And he's going to have 6 hits, 6 runs given up, 3 of them being earned, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
As that one is fouled off toward the Falcon dugout. 1-1 here on Ganon as that pitch is swung on and missed. A healthy hack by Ganon for the second strike of this at-bat.
Maybe a wrong assumption here, Coyle, but if he's played in 4 games and only pitched 4 innings, is it a possibility that this is a regular occurrence on a midweek?
I do believe so, as that one is bounced over to the shortstop. Gets above the glove of Palm and then over the head of Ciartino.
You know what, Coyle? The way this game is going, I'm not shocked that happened.
That one is ruled a hit for Ganon. It is one of the beauties of playing on a natural grass and dirt field. One of the few.
It could go either way. I can understand them all. Also, I had mentioned with Baseball Beat Tyler Kavelitz while we were at the Michigan game that I wanted to start making a bingo card of things that could happen, and I think I would have crossed off every single thing that has happened so far. There's been so many spectacular things that have happened in this game.
As the 1-1 to Horky is fouled straight back. 1-1 count. Nobody out. Runner on first here.
We're going to have to wait for our BGSU player to get back from retrieving the ball. Can't let him get injured.
1-1 here to Horky. That one once again is fouled off over in the direction of the parking lot.
Every chance it gets closer and closer, Coyle, to hitting your car.
I'm not sure. Little too close for comfort there. 1-2 here to Horky. As that one is lined into center field. Daniel over. Excuse me, sorry, that is Thompson that comes over into right center field to make the grab.
Good communication out there by the outfielders of the Oilers. Another thing I'd like to mention is Weiland has a very interesting pitching form where he almost brings the ball back behind him before throwing it.
A very extension-based pitcher, almost akin to a Titus Lott's style of delivery. Gets the arm all the way back here, all the way back behind the shoulder. As that one is in for strike 1 to Cooper McKenzie.
Can always enjoy different slots and different ways of pitching. Confuses the batters.
Yeah, it is not as hit and run is in effect there. Got none around second off on the pitch as that one is lined into left center field for a hit and run single by Cooper McKenzie.
And wow, just drawn up perfectly there, Coyle. Gannon went off on the pitch, and McKenzie sent that ball right into left center and got Gannon all the way over to third.
Beautiful piece of situational hitting by McKenzie as in comes the center fielder, number 10, TJ Tackett. 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 7th. Falcons looking to add some insurance here as that one is low and outside for ball 1.
Tackett's walked in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning and was the 3rd out of the 5th inning.
So here's the 1-0 as that one is fouled over across for a strike. I do just want to point out here, Noah, it does say 65 degrees currently, but there is a lot more winter coats and blankets than we'd come to expect on April 30th.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that people are wearing them because I know how I am. I wouldn't be wearing it out there just because it's already almost May.
It's warm enough. We're in Ohio.
Yeah.
As that one is low and inside for ball 2. 2-1 count here to Tackett's. 1 out, 2 runners on. Curlis waiting in the on-deck circle. That one is fouled straight to the left and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Like we've mentioned multiple times during this broadcast, Coyle, very quick game, which is shocking here at Stellar Field.
Yeah, knock on the wood here in the press box. We are currently just over 2 hours into this thing, and we are in the bottom half of the 7th. Two Tackett's as that one is low in the dirt. As McKenzie takes second on that one, throw not in time. 2 runners in scoring position, full count to Tackett's with 1 out. Takes away the double play there, which has been, as we've seen today, the Oilers have turned 2 thus far.
Yeah, and much needed to get 2 guys into scoring position as well, trying to really amp up the Falcon lead.
Pitch clock down to 5 as that one will get away from the catcher, Adelman. Gannon into score. Tackett's down to first as we will replay the beginning of Tackett's at bat. Runners on the corners, 1 out, 1 run across for the freshman Braden Curlis. big spot here for the freshman with 2 on.
Second base.
Curlis was the first out of the second inning, was hit by pitch in the fourth, ended up getting all the way around to score, and was the first out of the sixth inning as well.
Carlos looking to do a little bit of damage here. That one is swung on healthily and missed for strike 1.
Just a little bit behind there. Coil on that pitch was Brandon Curlis. Looked like a very nice hack.
As that one is fouled straight back into the top row of the first base line bleachers here at Stellar Field.
Also, like to mention this, Coil, I think the crowd has diminished just slightly since the weather has gotten a little bit chillier.
Yeah, we had, as that one again fouled off just about 5 feet farther back than the last foul ball.
Foul balls going all over the place here at Stellar Field.
The 0-2 here from Weiland is taken for a ball on the outer chalk line, with Tice waiting on deck. Again, another really great opportunity for these 3 freshmen to get something going, as that one once again is fouled off.
We should have started a counter at the start of the game of how many foul balls there would be. And I think home plate umpire is out of balls once again.
Our public address announcer, Gary Lee, over here at Stellar Field, has made the announcements for foul balls probably 3 or 4 times thus far, as that one is swung on and missed, as Tackett takes second. Curlis does strike out, though. Makes it runners at second and third, as there will be an umpire meeting.
Catcher of the Findlay Oilers, Austin Adelman, asked the home plate umpire very politely to see if Curlis was in the way of him throwing to possibly get a batter's interference, which we saw earlier on an Oilers batter against Cooper McKenzie. I think he has a point, but there's not enough time.
As they will call Tackett's out on interference by Curlis, as that is the second time we've seen that today, and that will draw an end to the 7th inning here at Stellar Field. Falcons add another. The Bowling Green Falcons lead 5-3 as we head to the 8th inning here on Falcon Radio.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our 2 stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Heading to the 8th inning here at Stellar Field, as the Falcons pick up 1 run in the bottom of the 7th to get an extra run to their lead in a 5-3 ball game against the University of Findlay. Noah Seeley here alongside Coyle Withrow. It's been a good game so far, Coyle.
Yeah, it's been a nice little back and forth affair. Nice midweek tune-up, if you will, for the Falcons and the Oilers.
If you told me that this wasn't a midweek game, I'd be shocked. The way that this game has gone.
Yeah, it's been the Falcons preparing for Toledo this weekend and the Oilers preparing for the GMAC tournament next weekend.
As the second pitch to Stefan is going to be hit up to Antillian, and Antillian's going to make the throw over to Ganun for the first out of the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, another nice little bounce back play by Antillian over there at shortstop. Arn again
Kevin Smith, first base.
coming out and just attacking hitters from the get-go.
Done a great job in his innings pitched so far today. As the 0 pitch coming in to Smith is going to be lined out to Garrett Wright in right field.
Right, just ranging over to his glove side, or arm side, sorry, excuse me, out there in right field.
Two very quick outs here by Cade Arn, doing once again what he did earlier, and just getting the outs.
The former baseball player in me does not like that you just said that in the middle of the inning, but we shall see.
It happens sometimes. You got to roll with it. The announcer's curse can be a blessing and a disguise. As that first pitch is going to be a strike. Second pitch is going to be outside to the right.
Cloud cover here at Stellar Field breaking up again. Sun coming back out, which is nice.
The 1-1 pitch to Sarantino is going to be grounded over to Antillian, and he's going to throw it on over to Ganun for the third and final out of the top of the 8th inning. We're going to head to the bottom of the 8th inning here in a 5-3 ball game with your BGSU Falcons having the lead. We'll be right back on Falcon Radio.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Number 3, Colin Becker comes onto the mound for the University of Findlay in the bottom of the 8th inning. We're here at Stellar Field in a 5-3 ball game where the Falcons have the lead. Coral, it's been a great game so far.
It has. It's been, again, like I said, last inning back and forth. It's just been, it's been a good midweek, late season tune-up for both teams.
One thing I was going to mention at the end of the broadcast, but I can bring it up again, is that BGSU has a chance to clinch a MAC tournament appearance this weekend with 2 wins against Toledo, or a win and losses from all 3 Michigan teams in Eastern, Western, and Central Michigan.
Yeah, we're in prime position to lock up a trip to Avon Lake, but it's biggest thing right now, and I'm sure Coach Halleck will reiterate this, is this game comes first,
yes,
and then Toledo. It's bit by bit for the Falcons.
Bit by bit, piece by piece, and every game helps. As the 0-0 pitch to Carter Motice is going to be in there for a strike. Becker, the windup and the pitch in is going to be low for a ball. 1-1 is the count for Carter Motice. The 1-1 is going to be in there, and it's going to land on top of the batters. Oh, it's going to fall off, actually. Excuse me, Coyle. It made its way off of the extra batter's warm-up spot over on the left side.
Just skipped off the top of the cages there.
Cages. That was the word I was looking for. I was struggling to find that word, Coyle. As the 1-2 pitch is going to come in a little bit close to Motice for ball number 2 on the count. The 2-2 pitch by Decker. And he's going to get Motice swinging for the first out of the 8th inning. And that's going to bring up the number 9 hole, Alex Laird, the third and final freshman out of the 7-8-9.
That is the
Alex Laird, third base.
7th strikeout by a Falcon today.
More strikeouts than hits.
Correct.
The orange and brown have. As that first pitch from Becker to Laird is going to be a strike on the outside. The 0-1 pitch to Laird. Going to be low. A little bit outside. 1-1 count.
A rather peculiar thing to say is that we have more strikeouts than hits, as well as getting out hit by the Oilers.
And having the lead.
Yes.
Is one of the most peculiar things. As Laird fouls one back behind the press box. 1-2 count now. Becker continuing on with all the other pitchers, being very fast with their motion. As the 1-2 pitch into Laird is going to be driven out to left field, and it's going to be right down the line, staying in fair play. And Laird's going to try and make his way to third as he slides in there safely. And that's going to be a triple for Laird.
Laird, and they're sliding with a triple. I'm pretty shocked that the left fielder, Aiden Booth, didn't just throw his hands up once it rolled into that Falcon bullpen bench. It made an attempt after it as Laird rounded second, as now there's going to be an umpire meeting over toward the pitching mound.
This might be what you were talking about, Coyle.
Yeah, once that ball goes under into the benches over there, if the fielder throws their hands up, says it's unplayable, it is a ground rule double. They would have saved 90 feet on that.
As they're going to call Laird safe. No change to what has happened. Laird's going to stay at third. We have one out here as we get up to the top of the lineup with Gunnar and Tillian. The 0-0 pitch to Antillian. Antillian's going to slice that one over towards Slater.
Antillian 1 for 1 today with a single, a strikeout, and 2 walks.
A very hefty swing there by Antillian. Going to lead to an 0-2 count. And I'm sure those players on the bench are having a fun time going to get every single foul ball, as they either have to go and get them or they have to wait outside for them to come. And the 0-2 pitch to Antillian is going to be driven out. Once again, foul to the right side.
Nate Krass, a guy in the Falcons dugout that is always the first one to go get a foul ball.
I'm sure he's chasing a lot today. As the 0-2 pitch comes in to Antillian, as that one's going to stay a little bit closer into fair territory, still make its way foul. And we're going to repeat 0-2 once again.
That one looked like it got out past the right field fence into that swamp that we have over there down the line.
The 0-2 pitch once again is going to be down and outside for ball number 1 in the count. Yeah, and for those who don't know, Bowling Green was once known as the Great Black Swamp. And I think that's where we get some of these puddles coming from, as this 1-2 pitch is going to be fouled again, this time staying in the ballpark down the third base side.
It is, especially with all the rain that we have gotten these last couple weeks. I'm not sure the ground really had a chance to fully
recover,
try out.
As this 1-2 pitch is going to be hit and make it through the 4-hole once again. Antillian's going to make his way to first, and Laird's going to score.
Another RBI single for Gunnar Antillian.
Antillian just doing his job once again, getting another RBI. Pushing this lead up to 3. Falcons now leading 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning here at Stellar Field. Of the at-bat to Garrett Wright is going to be a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Garrett Wright's going to get a piece of this. It's going to be popped up into the infield. And it's going to be dropped. And Antillian's going to have to try and make his way to second. And they're going to get him out before it happens.
I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like Antillian collided with the first baseman, Gavin Smith.
There's a possibility for interference here that could change something here. We're going to let the umpires talk about it real fast and figure out.
I might be a Little League approved umpire, but I'm not all that well versed with the situations like that.
And you know, Coral, it only makes sense that something like this would happen with the way today has been going. As we've mentioned multiple times, just the interesting things.
So it looks like they are ruling it fielder's interference. Antillian will stay at second.
Very interesting there. Don't know exactly what that considers Garrett Wright's getting on base as. We're going to have runners at first and second with Gavin Gannon up to bat.
I'm not sure what that will be scored at.
The 0-0 pitch is down, and Antillian tries to make his way to third, and he's going to be thrown out by the catcher on the Oilers, Adelman. Going to be the second out of the inning for the Falcons.
Looks just like a bad read by Gunnar Antillian over there at second base.
Thought that ball possibly got away from Adelman.
Yep.
And it stayed right there. As the interference does not come back to bite the Oilers. And we're going to have the 1-0 count to Gavin Gannon. And that pitch is going to be a strike right down the middle. The 1-1 pitch to Gannon is not going to happen, and we're going to have a throwback to first as Garrett Wright slides back in there safely. Now the 1-1 pitch to Gannon is going to be in there, and it's going to get over the head of the shortstop for a single for Gavin Gannon. A much-needed hit.
It's not the interference did not come back to bite the Oilers, but the caught stealing by Antillian does. That would have been an extra insurance run for the Falcons.
Designated hitter, Zach Porky.
as Zach Horkey is going to step into the box for the Falcons. Runners on first and second.
Huge hack by Horkey there.
Very big hack. As Horkey's going to step into the same situation that Gavin Gannon was in before Antillian got caught stealing towards third. The 0-1 pitch to Horkey. Going to be in nice and close towards him for ball one of the count. Becker the pitch to Horkey is going to be low and outside for ball two. Horkey doing a good job waiting patiently for his pitch. The 2-1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike on that top part of the zone. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. The 2-2 pitch to Horkey is going to be low and in the dirt for ball three. As we're going to head to a full count with two outs. Both Wright and Gannon will be moving on the pitch.
Just a clarification for what happened on the interference call on Wright.
As we're going to have to come back to that in the top of the ninth as Horkey strikes out swinging to end the inning for the Falcons. Falcons pick up one in the bottom of the eighth as they extend their lead to 6-3 over the University of Findlay. We'll be right back for the top of the ninth inning. You're listening to it on Falcon Radio.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Welcome back to Stellar Field. I'm Coyle Withrow alongside Noah Seeley. For the bottom of the ninth inning here, or top of the ninth, excuse me, Falcons and Cade Arn looking to close out the Oilers, send them on the 30-minute bus ride back down I-75 and turn their sights toward Toledo this weekend. But first, Cade Arn and the Falcons have to take care of the 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters here for the Oilers.
And you know, Coyle, Arn's done a great job of pitching through these last two innings. Only faced 7 batters. Only has 1 strikeout, but is putting the ball in and having them hit it to where you can get the outs very easily. He's playing right into the defense.
Yeah, first pitch from Arn to Aiden Booth is just a little bit outside for a ball.
Looked very close there, Coyle.
As that one just a little bit further toward the plate is good enough for strike one. 1-1 count here to the second or left fielder, excuse me, Aiden Booth. That one is fouled straight back into the Slater Family Arts Arena parking lot once again.
Every time, Coyle, it's getting closer and closer.
1-2 here to Booth is chopped at. Booth falls down on the swing. Antillion over to Ganun for the first out of the top of the ninth. I'm not sure what happened there on the swing by Aiden Booth, but once he hit the ball, looked to be so far inside that he just kind of crossed himself up.
It looked like he was debating not swinging, and then he realized that his bat was all the way there, so he had to swing, and that's why he kind of dribbled up past the pitcher's mound.
As Garrett bounces one to Antillion, bouncing throw to Ganun. Given beats it out. Not by a whole lot, maybe a step and a half.
Very close play over there, as we're going to have a pinch hitter here for the Oilers. It is going to be number
Pinch hitting for Adelman. Number
27, Theo Winings, who, as I'm looking at the stat sheet, I'm not seeing anything of him.
As out comes Coach Kyle Halleck to bring in the Falcon closer, Connor Penrod, as we were going to take a quick break here in the top of the ninth inning. Penrod will enter with a runner on first, one out here in the top of the ninth inning, and we'll be back with you in just a second here on Falcon Radio.
BG Baseball plays the Butler Bulldogs at Stellar Field on Tuesday, May 6th. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil and Holden Ruck beginning at 2:45 for pregame and 3 p.m. for the first pitch on Falcon Radio. BG Baseball plays the Butler Bulldogs at Stellar Field on Tuesday, May 6th. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil and Holden Ruck beginning at 2:45 for pregame and 3 p.m. for the first pitch on Falcon Radio.
Welcome back to Stellar Field here in the top of the ninth inning, where the Falcons are up 6-3 on the Findlay Oilers. If you were with us just before break, you know that Coach Halleck made the move to tap on the closer here for the Falcons. Connor Penrod currently sits at 10 saves for the year, which is good enough for tied for 5th in the entire country. Does enter with a runner on first in Garrett Given and a pinch hitter at the plate in the form of Theo Winings. Noah, would you like to run us through Winings real quick? Wow.
Yeah. Of course. Winings is batting .267 on the year. He has appeared in 34 games, 26 of them him starting in, and he has 23 hits on the season.
First pitch from Penrod right down the middle for strike one.
Penrod's going to come out firing, Coyle. It's what he always does.
0-1. Same spot as the first one for strike two. No balls and 2 strikes here to Winings in the top half of this ninth inning. 1 out Given on first base, as that one is well outside for ball 1. I'm not sure how hard Penrod is throwing, but from up here it looks like it's getting there pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to hit that, Coyle, to say the least.
1-2 here, runner off, swung and a miss for the out. As the throw to second is just a little bit late on the stolen base by Given.
That would have been one way to end it, Coyle, as that would have been the third out and the end of the game.
Yeah, 2 outs here. The shortstop, Nick Palm, will step in.
Palm has 2 singles on the day.
2 outs here. Runner on second in the form of Garrett. Given Penrod on the hill. As that one is outside for ball 1.
Given taking a big lead out there at second base.
Here's the 1-0 as that one is flied out into center field. Tackett's under it, and that's the ball game. The Falcons take this midweek 6-3 from the Findlay Oilers.
1 runner left on base. Final line score of this afternoon's game. The Oilers 3 runs
This
on
will
5 hits and 2 errors. The Falcons
should
2 runs on 9 hits.
mark Penrod's 11th
The win
save of the year. Arn gets the win.
The save to Connor Penrod.
Penrod again just confirmed 11th save of the year. Takes him into sole possession of 5th place in the entire country in saves. As you see, 6-3 win. Big, midweek tune-up game for the Falcons. Toledo up ahead. What'd you get out of today?
Out of today, I really thought that it was just a game that we had to get through, and we had to work through some extra pitching, maybe try a couple things out, and just see where the game went, win or lose, and we got the win, and that's really all that matters. We got the win, and we move on to Toledo.
Yeah, that's my thought. Because like I said, like I've mentioned a couple times, it's finals week. Everybody's almost done. It's you come in, you're thinking, playing a Division II team. That's a lot of, it's a trap game almost. We see it a lot with, college football. It's a big mental challenge there, and the Falcons came through and prevailed. Falcons did get out hit 10-9 today by the Oilers, but do come out on top. I want to say thank you to our sports director, Lucas Kleinmeyer, back in the Cooling Center Studios running our board for the day. Caden Knapp on video, Kurt Leidy with the camera, and back behind us, Tyler Kavalets with the pen and the paper. Falcons will move on to play Toledo Friday night at Fifth Third Field under the lights, 7 p.m. start time. Think it's a good week here for the Falcons. Come out, get a good midweek win. Penrod gets another save. Kind of firing on all cylinders here.
Yeah, it's good. It's going to be a great weekend. Can't wait to see what they do over there in Toledo at Fifth Third Field. Coral, I'd like to thank you for hopping on this broadcast with me as well. It's been a fantastic game so far and a fantastic season for the Falcons.
Yeah, and I think it's a pleasure calling with you, and Lucas, pleasure having you back there in the studios as we will be signing off here from Stellar Field. Once again, Falcons come out on top 6-3 against the Findlay Oilers in this midweek contest. As that's all for me, Coyle Withrow, and Noah Seeley over here at Stellar Field.
We wish you all a good night and safe travels.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.